10 questions every week. Funnily enough, the very first question is from 10. And he asks, I'm curious to know about the hardware setup required to run Star Citizen on full HD on max details. So that's a really good question. It's hard to definitively say that now because we're still early in the development process and new hardware comes out every year. Generally we've been aiming that the very high end of hardware now is kind of what we think the sort of mid-level will be by the time the game is fully finished. So that would have been a GTX 680 or now a 780 on the NVIDIA side, or on the AMD side a 7970, or now the R9 290X on the AMD side. And you should be able to easily run in the highest details the game in 1080p. If you want to move to 4K, you'll probably need sort of that very high-end cards that will be available smoothly in 4K, that is, next year, or maybe current day sort of high level to mid-high level card, but two of them in SLI. And the engine scales really well, so it can, it will take whatever you can give it in whatever resolution you give it, but you can also scale it down and it still looks pretty good. So if you don't have quite that highest end hardware, it'll still be a pretty good experience. So I hope that answers the question. So now let's get on to the next one. So Maburus asks, now that CIG is development infrastructure ready, are you planning or toying with new ideas for future projects after Star Citizen is released? Some vague schedules for bigger expansions to Star Citizen, Squadron 42, or even non-Star Citizen related project. So the answer to that is we're 100% focused on Star Citizen here, and the way that Star Citizen is being created is once it's released, that won't be the end of Star Citizen. We're going to actually planning to be releasing content on a very regular schedule. We're actually hoping to almost be weekly if we possibly can. So we'll be constantly updating the persistent universe, adding new features, locations, ships, characters over hopefully years and years and years and years. I mean, obviously that requires on people playing the game and still being a viable enterprise, but EVE Online is still going 10 years later, so we would love to be in that same position. Then we'll also do some additional story segments, very much like Squadron 42. So Squadron 42 won't be the only single player experience we do. We will be doing additional experiences like that people will be able to play inside the Star Citizen universe. So the answer is yes, we are going to do a lot of stuff in Star Citizen, but not so much, we don't really have any plans for non-Star Citizen stuff, because we sort of view Star Citizen as it's not a short-term commitment, it's a very long-term thing, and hopefully you guys will all be playing and enjoying it many years to come. So on to the next question. Okay, Buran asks, will Radar Shadow be present in the game? So yes, the answer is yes, Radar Shadow will definitely be present in the game. We have all different kinds of sort of radar